Welcome, Tactical Technician Diagnation here, and this is going to be a start of a series of videos titled Engine Noise Diagnosis with Steelman Microphones. Finding the when is finding the where. If we think about that term, when we see a noise, we can deduce where the noise is. Basically, we're going to be looking at using the oscilloscope, the Pico 4-channel scope, and with two types of Steelman microphones hooked to the engine to determine what kind of noises we can diagnose when we use this technique. And I will start out by talking about the equipment. That's kind of really important. Basically, there's two types of microphones we're going to be using. This right here is basically the powered up Steelman microphone. It's kind of like the electronic stethoscope kind of tool. It's very inexpensive. It couples to another piece here. This is basically an audio jack, a male that goes into the microphone, about 10 foot of lead over to the scope, and with a BNC connector. Again, about 11 bucks on Amazon. The other kind of microphones, and we're going to use two of them, are the Steelman. They usually come with the Steelman chassis ears, and they're going to look kind of like, they're going to look like this. I have two of them on the car. They're going to be clamped to the engine. We're going to have one on top of the cylinder head and one on the oil pan on the drain plug bolt. So we're going to be looking at potential noises in the bottom end or the top end. Our fourth channel is going to be triggered to the ignition 1 trigger, and I will explain that once we get running. That's going to be the real key to determining where the noise or when the noise is happening, because that's the start of our fire cycle, and we can deduce a lot from that trigger point. We know our firing order 1342, and we have a power stroke. We have a combustion event every 180 degrees of crankshaft rotation. So we will do this in a bunch of videos, and this first introductory video is going to be kind of get a feel for everything. I will show you how what we see with the engine running, and I'll kind of create some noises just to see what this methodology, how I'm going to go about using it. We're going to be using this microphone. This is I guess we call this the mobile floating microphone. This will go anywhere we desire to put it. We can put it on top of the engine here. I can put it under the engine. I can put it, lay it on the ground and face it up toward the oil pan. I can put it front timing cover area. I can put it here. I can put it on the fuel rail, which I will show you in this video. How to basically to determine when our noise is happening. We're going to see the relationship between the sound of the fuel injectors and an actual triggered injector signal. So let me start and getting you to the scope, and I'll explain our 4 channels. Channel A is orange. That is going to be the microphone, the stationary microphone on top of the cylinder head. Channel B, purple, is the stationary microphone clamped to the drain plug bolt down by the oil pan. Think of purple, think of royal purple, which is oil hooked to the oil pan, just for the sake of clarity. Channel 3 is that stationary, that moving microphone, the one I showed you that we'll be moving around in different places. Check 1, 2, you can see that? Okay, that's what I mean. That microphone just picked that up. So anyway, channel 4 is our ignition trigger in black. That's our triggered signal from the PCM to ignition 1 coil. I will start the car and start creating some conditions. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. A little bit of I got a time is of the essence, folks, so I'm gonna have to boogie. Our microphone, channel 3, the pink, you can hear my voice kind of picking up. I'm going to put it on top of the cylinder head, not touching the cylinder head, about 3 or 4 inches from the top of the cylinder head, right between cylinders 2 and 3, pretty much central. If we're going to stop the scope, we'll kind of analyze what we have here. Channel orange is our valve train, pretty much. That's our microphone hooked to the cylinder head. one thing we could determine, and I'll do this also with purple, which is hooked to the oil pan, is we know we have a, usually with this kind of technique, we get a little anomaly, or we get a little pulse every combustion event, which is expected. The way an engine is moving, we're gonna kind of key in on that, and we can see right here we have a trigger here, a triggered event here, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And of course the microphone is probably picking some of that up too, so it kind of makes sense. The key is here is we're finding an anomaly. We're trying to find something, a noise that was objectionable, that we have to diagnose where it's coming from. So I will start the scope again, and I'm gonna tap the front of the engine by the top area where the timing chain is, just right front of the valve cover. And you can see we got action. We got a relationship. We got a relationship between orange, which is the stationary microphone, and the mobile microphone on top of the cylinder head. And you can definitely see that right there. That's that down. We don't see much action in purple, which is expected, which we like because we want to isolate our noise. We definitely have a relationship between our pink microphone and our orange guy. Let me go, and I'm going to move the microphone down below, just about 2 or 3 inches from the oil pan. I'll get on my back. It's all good. I'm going to do a 3/4 count on the oil pan. Let me start the scope, and we'll kind of watch what we're doing here. Okay. 3/4 count. Here we go. Probably saw something there. See what we got. Stop it and roll it back. Okay. Okay. There's the start of our. Here we go. Here's that's our 1, 2, 3 count in purple. That's the microphone on the oil pan. And we got some action on our pink, which is expected. You see the relationship between pink and purple? That's why with this technique, oh, you son of a bitch. You bastard. Sorry about that. Sorry about the profanity. I'm just going to keep rolling. This may never come to fruition, and yet it may. Come on. Anyway, we got a relationship between pink and purple. And we know with this technique, we're gonna use a microphone to sort of isolate, in addition, a mobile microphone in addition to our stationary microphones, to kind of key in on our noise. Now, you don't have to go, maybe some would consider this overkill, some would not. You can use it where we want to diagnose that certain engine noise, and with a stationary microphone coupled with the mobile microphone lets us key in on the specific area. And of course, we want to know the when, and the when is when that amplitude increase, when our abnormal noise happened in relation to our firing cycle. We'll be able to deduce what our issue is. And these are noise I've created. In other videos, I will make the engine make its own abnormal noises, and we'll kind of sink in to see that relationship. So this is just kind of introductory. And as I end this initial start of the video, and I hope this iPad makes it, I'm gonna switch my ignition 1 trigger to my injector trigger, cylinder 1, and run our microphone, our pink microphone, on the fuel rail, just so you can see more of a relationship between a triggered event and a sound. Here we go. Okay. There we go. We know we got an injector here, right here. I'll get that in the front, and then I'll go and I'm going to move the microphone. Okay, you can see the injector in front. Now I will move. Let me go to a shorter time base. You can see more. Okay. Maybe I'll trigger on 1. I'll trigger on D. so we can kind of get things stable here. Okay, you can see my trigger. I'm moving my diamond. Right there's our injector, right there. Now watch, I'm going to take the pink microphone and move it on the fuel rail, real like an 1/8 of an inch from the fuel rail. Won't be physically touching it. But notice now what we got on pink. We got a valve train noise. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We got the oil pan now. I'm going to move it to the fuel rail. Now you see some, okay, now we see, now this is kind of where we isolate with our mobile microphone. We'll be able to see the relationship between injector events, hearing them, and actually seeing them on the D channel, on the black channel. So I'm gonna shut the microphone off and stop the scope, and then we'll analyze it. And I'll show you, basically it'll make more sense once we stop and we analyze our events. Okay. Basically right here, we see what we got. I may put some filter on there. Okay. No, I don't want too much filter. Okay. Basically you got the idea. There is our injector right here. Right here, and we got our 1, 3, 4, 2. Those are injection events. That just shows us how, when we use this technique, when we use our mobile microphone, we're able to key in on noises better to sort of corroborate where they're coming from. So this is the first of many with this technique, and we're gonna do different things. We're gonna analyze noises and see different ways we could use this technique to diagnose engine noises. Thank you very much.